Hi everyone, this is Saheli. Welcome to my channel. As I was discussing the list data structure in Python, and this video is in continuation with the list data structure only. In the previous videos, I have already discussed what are the different features of list and how we can create a list, like what is the syntax, basic syntax of list, what is list sizing, what are the different method of creating a list using list, and using list constructor also, how can we create a list. And then I have discussed the different methods of list sizing and repetition of list, how we can insert the membership in list, and what is meant the member by the membership of list, and different how we can insert a sublist within a list. That all I have discussed in my previous videos, and in this videos I will be discussing some additional functionalities of list. But before moving forwards, please don't forget to subscribe and to like my subscribe to my channel and like my videos, and your valuable remarks are highly appreciated, and I'll be more than happy to help you in any technical queries. So I'm very eager for your comments. And so now let's move forward. So as I was discussing here in this program, I've already created, as you can see, I've already created two lists, list 1 and list 2. So in the last videos I have shown you how we can uh, do list repetition. We can print a list more than one times. Now I am showing you what is meant by list concatenation. Concatenation is nothing but addition. So list concatenation is nothing but adding two different lists. So here what I am doing is that I am adding list 1 and list 2 into a separate list, which is list 3. So list 1 and list 2, the values of list 1 and list 2 will be added to and will be assigned to a new list, which is list 3. So in the next line I have printed the list 3 so that you can see the values. So if I run the same, you can see that if I run the same, see, all the values are present, like in the last line, rose, lotus, jasmine, tulip, see 12, 16, 20. These are all up from list 1 and these are all from list 2. So list 3 contains all the values of list 1 and list 2. So as just like addition, we can add two lists and assign to a separate third list only. So this is the way of doing that. And in the next section I've shown you what is known by list comprehension. Well, comprehension is present in any form of the sequence, like it present in case of tuples, set, dictionaries. It comprehension means just to make the code smaller. So we use comprehension just to make the code very small. So here I've shown you what is meant by list comprehension. It is very advanced technique. So here I have created one separate list, that is list A, with values rose, lotus, jasmine, tulip, and with with the values present in list A, I am creating another list, that is list L1. So here is that I have written that x for x in list A, if O in x, that means it will check for x in list A. Here x will be replaced by all the values of list A, like it will be replaced sequentially. It will check all the values, all the members of list A, that is rose, lotus, jasmine, and so on. So x for x in list A, it can be any list name and x can be substituted by any literals. So x for x in list A, if O in x, that means x is the member, individual member is designated by x here, and so individual member of A, x. So individual member of this list is getting is being taken, and if O is present in that list, then select in that member, then select that member. That means in rows O is present, so select Rose. Lotus, O is present, so select Lotus. Jasmine, not O, no O is present, so don't select Jasmine, and don't select Tulip also. And these values will get accommodated and will be assigned to a new list which is known as list L1. And in the next line I'm just printing L1. So if I print that, you can see that only Rose and Lotus are being assigned to L1, as only these two values contain O. So the syntax is that X for X, X can be any letter, X for X in list A. List A refers to the list from which you are taking the values, and if O in X, that means if, then the condition then in X, X will be same as this literal number. So you are comparing, if that value is present in that member, then take the values and assign it to a separate list. So this is known as list comprehension, as it combines many, like you can see that if, and then here I can I am checking individual values of list A, I am comparing it, and then I am assigning. All the three things I am doing with in a single line. So this makes the code shorter, so it is known as list comprehension. Another example of list comprehension is given here. Here I am creating another list which is list 2, L2, X for X in list 1. Here I am not using any comparison. So it's the code is simpler here. So X for X in list 2. So I am just taking all the values of list 1 and I am just assigning them into list L2. And if I print that, if I print L2, then you can see that all the value which are present in list L1, list 1 is present in L2. And in the last thing, this is also one type of list comprehension. So here I am doing that, I am checking the values like X for X in range 10. That means I am taking individual values of range 10. Range is a function which takes like from, it starts from 0 to that value minus 1. That means 0 to 9. It will check for 0 to 9. Here I am given 10. So 0 to 9. X for X in 0 to 9. If X less than 10. That means if any value which is less than 10, I can check the value and I can assign it to X3. So if I print that, you can see that 0 to 9, all the values will be, all the values are present here. This is also one type of list comprehension. Now let's see how we can iterate over a list. This is a list, like I have created a list with this for I in list 1. This is very simple. For I in list 1, individual values of this list 1 will be printed. So all the values that will be that are present in the list 1 will get printed here. So you can see that all the values present in list 1 is getting printed here. Now if like here what I am doing here, I am checking. Here also I am printing individual values, but not through iteration, through range function. So range, if I use range function, then I have to use len. Len is nothing but it will return the number of element present in the list. So len list 2 will return the number of element present in list 2, and that number from 0 to that number will be stored, the for loop will be iterated from 0 to till that number, an individual number will be stored in I, and for here in the next line I am using that as an index, and I am printing the individual list elements. So here you can see that individual list element of list 2 is getting printed. Now the next thing is very easy. It's like an append. What does it do? Append appends a element into the end of the list. Like here I have appended tulip.